Hey guys, it's Dee from DeesDivineGuidance here for your pick a card for the weekend of July 17th to July 19th. So if you haven't been to my channel, welcome. My name is Dee. I'm a spiritual empowerment coach and healer. We're going to go ahead and just turn that over. I don't know why it was the other way. And I help women heal from toxic relationships. So therefore, if you haven't already, you want to hit the subscribe button. I do have videos like this coming out every single week. Also the monthlies, mid-months, and also the full moon and new moon readings. So hit the subscribe, and if you haven't, you can follow me over on Facebook in my Turning Pain into Power Facebook group for empaths and codependent women. All right, so what you're going to do here is you're going to choose a card that is either going to be 1, 2, or 3, and you're going to put that down below in the comments section. Let Spirit know which one you are choosing by actually entering it down below. All right. Now, if you haven't been with my channel for a while, I used to read these vampire cards. They're called Less Vampires, and this is by Lucy Cavendish, the author. So I actually read from the book on these cards. Her cards are like the only ones that I actually read from the book because I love her writing, and a lot of people have been asking me about my vampire cards. So here we are. So let me know if you love these, okay, as much as I do. All right, so if you chose card number 1, you have natural. Authentic, real, organic. Okay, I love the art on these cards as well. All right, so let's see what she writes for you for this card. It says, to be your own true self is a lifelong, lifetimes long purpose. It is the purpose of this existence, and for each of us, despite the labels we all have, human, vampire, woman, man, we have something greater at play. How the essence, that very drop of pure self, makes itself known through us. And for this great miracle to take place, there are habits to be shed, reactions to be questioned, challenges to be met, and experiments to be made. For you are not who you have been told you are. And so with this card, we ask for you to clearly and finally, perhaps understand and acknowledge that all that you are can be discovered when you take yourself within and quietly feel, look, and listen to your own self. Not the self of the label, the job, not the defenses you have developed for protection, not the protests of ego or the demands of family voices within. It is who you truly are, and then, once having found a sense of that, to live from that place in small, consistent ways each day. How that manifests will be unique for each of you, but we ask for you now to go beyond the labels of time and place and family and education and status and go deep, deep within. There is something within you that is more than the history of others. That is yours alone, and the world needs it to be expressed. Otherwise, why would you have been created? For each of us, every drop of rain, every stone, every creature of the sky and the land has their role and their part to play. We need to become our natural self again, beyond what we are told we are, and to live from that place. And this will create a satisfying and more peaceful, harmonious life, no matter what challenges you meet from within or without. You are precious to the world, especially so when you find that part of you that is only yours to offer, and add it to the song of the world, and make all that is more beautiful, more fulfilled, and more totally realized as a consequence of your soul's truest expression. The blessing of this card is when you take away the trappings of money, power, status in the world, you are left with the things of the spirit, and you are rich in the ways of the soul indeed. This creates a balanced, centered, strong core. The curse of this card is too much reliance on the feedback of society. Self-worth is centered in status and therefore is constantly shifting, uncentered. How to work with this card. There has been an over-reliance on ways of identifying who you are, whether you have categorized yourself by a job or your appearance, personality or wealth and background. It is time to go beyond this, to who you truly are, and know yourself from the inside out. This does not require puzzlement and complexity. It requires quiet, distillment, and true reflection and contemplation of the self. You have too many definitions others have given you. Let them go and learn the song within you and give voice to that in order to become natural and truly fulfilled as your own self. Whew, I love that. And that's exactly what I help women do, is especially if you've dealt with the toxic narcissistic relationships. You're probably told that you weren't enough, told that you were stupid and, bitchy and, like demanding and all of this stuff. You're probably just told, emotionally abused with these words. And this card here is telling you that what they said you were is not who you really are. And this could be in relationships. It could be from your parents when you were growing up young. So it's really crucial that you find that self-worth inside of you again. So if you guys are interested in working with me on a deeper level, I have a mentorship from pain to power. And that's exactly what we do in that mentorship. So I'll leave a book a call link down below to see if that mentorship is for you. But that is card number 1, okay? If you picked card number 2, we have death rites, saying goodbye, formal occasion, honoring lives. So let's see what this has to say for you. Let me know in the comments, do you like these cards, or should I go back to my other oracle decks for these? All right, this one says, for many beings, the reality of death seems to be the ultimate cruelty, the vampire that steals the life from so many, and without, it seems, any order or reality. For death, it is true visits us all, whether we are young or old or healthy or suffering. For all of us, beast and beauty, there is a time for the end to come. But there are angels of death, appointed by the universe to help us move from one side to the next, and to avoid staying in between without moving on, transforming. For the soul who dies well, who has a good death, there is a transformation through the realms that divide the living from the dead. For this to take place, the angel of death does not only come to assist the soul, but they assist with the ones left behind. And what comforts those who remain on the earth are rites, ways to say goodbye, honorings, reverence, and memories of and mirth. It may be time for you to consider those who have gone from you, or who may go, and know how you would honor them and remember them and send them on their way. What rites will you prepare? Ones to help carry the soul into the arms of the angel of death. Consider what will comfort you when you are on your way too. Know that it is not morbid to contemplate the ending of this mortal time for you. There is so much beyond that last breath, that last glimpse of light of the sun, so the angel of death assures us. But her job is to stay in the borderlands. She knows little of heaven, for it is a memory. She knows of humans and the creatures of earth and their souls, and of taking them across the veil. If you are deeply grieving and in pain, this card signals that you will soon receive divine support, relief, and assistance. Wills and legal documents may be about to enter your life when the card comes to you. Consider, too, the legacy you will leave when you have departed. Consider your children and their children. Consider the well-being of the animals and plants, your library, your keepsakes, your little treasures. Begin the journey of safeguarding these now. They will not matter to you beyond this life, it is true, not as they do now, nor in the same manner. As you enter your next lifetime, they may not even be recalled at all. But those who you may leave will know them and know you through them. Let yourself live on and know who will keep your memory bright as a candle, and you will look from time to time to be glad and be able to send messages of comfort. The blessing of this card is honoring the ones who have loved and who have left can be a beautiful way to come to terms with their absence, and a way to help their soul make the transition to their new life beyond the veil, evidence of life beyond death. The curse of this card is feeling that death is final and losing hope in the purpose of life, trapped by grief. And the way to work with this card is it's time to work with any fear It is time to work with any fear you may have around death and dying, and transform this through preparation, contemplation of your legacy, and considering the interactions you have had with deceased loved ones. Now, a lot of people could say that this is a dark card, but I actually think this is a really good card, because the fear of death in people, and especially with what's happening right now with COVID and everything that's happened over the last few months, like the media has instilled this fear of death in our minds, right? Getting sick and dying. That's what we've been hearing about for so long. This card comes to you if you've chose number 2, to get everything in alignment, right? To get your stuff together, that God forbid, if you did go, your wills are done, your kids are taken care of, everything that you need to do there. But it's also coming with what Spirit's saying to me is that we have to lose the fear of death because there's nothing to be afraid of. And when we live with that fear of death, it really cripples our lives. So be aware of death, but also be okay with the fact that knowing that we will go someday and that our soul will live on, but our body will not. But your soul will live on. All right. So card number 2. Let me know if that resonates with you. Card number 3 is Ancient, and it says Ancestry, Egypt, Magical Inheritance. So let's see. I'm interested to see what you guys think about these cards. All right, number 4. Let's see. All right, so this says, this ancient priestess sits amidst the bones of the past. She is the keeper of the secrets of the ancestors, and she raises the ancient vessel from which she will drink the blood and consume again the knowledge of the past. For this you do too. You turn to the blood knowledge you have within you, over and over, to guide you, heal you, give you strength in times of sorrow. Even we, who are so often uncertain of how it is we can even walk the world, wonder, as we study more and more of human history, how we began. So it is for you, too, at this time. How did I begin? You wonder. Where are my forebears from? What part does my history play in my present? What part does the history of the ancestors play in my present? And how will my past shape the future? This card will often come up for humans who are adjusting to new information about members of their family, their heritage, the knowledge of what others have done, said, thought, felt, died of, been burned into is informing the present. You may be learning secrets about your family that have been kept for many years, and you will have with you a sense of the immortality of family lineage, that you are part of the history of the planet, just as the plants and the trees are. Your family is the history of the planet, and it is time to acknowledge this and understand who you are, deep down in the blood, and to find out which of this blood is wise and which of this blood's influence can be overcome. Family, the blessing of this card is family connections that lead you to greater knowledge of the self and how to work with the family members you know. There will be information that comes to you at this time that may surprise or disappoint. Whatever the reaction, it is a gift to be able to know where you are from and from whom the raw matter, the very cells of your being came. The curse of this card is there may be a lack of knowledge about family and ancestry, a kind of dismissal that anything of the past matters, which leads to an unfortunate repetition. See the priestess and see how she is working directly with ancestors of ancient times and with their animal kin and the ancient gods and goddesses. She may be very old or she may be very young, but she is one who has a healthy respect for the ancient ones, the old ones, who are returning now as never before. The way to work with this card is to tap into ancestral energy, for it has much to offer at this time. Simply take time to meditate and see who comes to you. Ooh, I love this card, right? So this is about ancestral medicine. This is about healing the ancestral line. Because what you're dealing with right now is probably some of your family patterns. Does addictions run in your family? Does anxiety run in your family? Does depression run in your family? We have to heal not only ourselves, but we also have to go back and heal our family. And as you heal yourself, you're healing the future ancestral lineage, but you also have to go back and heal the lineage that was before you, whether they're here or not, because their souls are around. So that is what this card is saying. So if you chose number 3, it's not just about what's happening now. It might be an ancestral problem. And the way that I always word this is that you got to work with your life now. But if you come to the point where you've healed as much as you think you can heal in this lifetime and you're still stuck somewhere, it could be the problem that it's got to go back to the ancestral lineage. All right. So I hope that makes sense. I hope it resonates with you. I know these cards were a little different than what I'm usually reading. So definitely let me know in the comments below if it resonated with you. And if you want me to just write vampire, if you want me to keep reading vampire cards, like maybe every other week or something like that. All right. So much love. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to book a call with me to work deeper on a deeper level in healing, you can do that in the description box. I'll also put it in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit me over on Facebook and make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right. Much love to you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.